So there's always this piece around where you practice. Obviously, I've got this beautiful space to practice in. So I feel very fortunate for that. Wherever you practice, though, kind of setting it up as your space for the next hour. You know, our mats are always kind of this reminder of our practice, and there's a connection to the mat that you continually come to. You know, cleaning your mat and taking care of your mat, and then just bringing around you anything that helps draw you in to the practice. So again, that can be supports, blocks, bolsters, or pillows, blankets. The music around you, if you want to set a nice playlist, or maybe it's something like just classical music on low, anything that kind of supports you in resetting and grounding and allowing you to remain present. So there's always distractions that come in, and I'm sure there'll be some. I'm outside, so you know there's always sounds that come in and out, and maybe people will walk up on the street behind me, but we do our best to kind of create the container for ourselves and then watch and witness as we experience not only the internal landscape, but also all of the stimulus and everything from the external world that comes in. So we can watch our reactions and we can watch our mind. You know, if we have family at home, then we might have family around, and allowing that to be this gentle drawing in and out. So as sound or distraction comes in and out, just that gentle noticing that it's there, that gentle awareness, or bringing yourself to see it, to acknowledge, and then drawing back into the focus on that internal landscape. So I have my phone here this morning because I don't know where my watch is. So I'm just keeping track of time. That way you'll see me look at it a couple of points during class, but otherwise, no. So let's go ahead and just make our way to just an easy seated pose. And as you find your easy seated pose, you can sit however is comfortable. So an easy seat doesn't work for you, that's fine. You're welcome to sit on your knees with your hips back to your heels, or sit on a pillow. It's really about allowing yourself to get comfortable for a moment. Just find a seat and begin to connect to the breath, which is the foundation of our practice. So again, my name is Lauren, and this is Hatha Yoga, so the 9:30 regular Hatha Yoga at Serasana Bee Caves. And today we're offering you this virtual version, and hoping to provide that same support and space for healing that we offer in the studio, but in the comfort of your home. And we're so glad that you're here. So as you find your way to your seat, you'll begin to lengthen through the spine, sit up tall, and just scanning your body, noticing anything that immediately comes up for you and how you're feeling. Maybe any areas that you notice tightness or pressure or busyness in the mind. It's not a judgment, it's simply listening to ourselves, and listening to ourselves, to our body, to our mind in a way that allows us to start to nourish our body and our mind. So allowing ourselves to notice, to listen, so that we may be kind to ourselves in this hour. I'm beginning to listen to the rhythm of your breath. So finding a full inhale and exhale. on staying with the breath, noticing the breath. And you may notice the length of the inhales and exhales. And some inhales may be longer or shorter. And beginning to match the pace of your breath. Creating a more fluid and continuous breath in and out. And then we'll take a big inhale breath. Exhale completely audibly. Inhale, filling up your lungs. Exhale and let it go. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Again, inhale, filling up. Biggest breath of your day. Exhale, push all the air out, let it go. And breathing in and out, return to a natural pace of your breath. And noticing where you feel the breath in the body. Where you feel the breath move through. And as we start to move in Hatha Yoga, we'll hold our poses a little bit longer. And as we hold the pose, we'll draw back into this feeling. The feeling that even as we find stillness, we're engaged in the focus of the breath and the feeling of movement of the breath, even in stillness of the body. Find somewhere for your eyes to focus on and take 3 more deep breaths here. And bringing your hands to heart center. We'll sit up tall, lift the heart up towards the hands. Take a full inhale breath. Exhale, bow your head forward towards your heart. It's honoring your ability to be on your mat today. Drawing in any focus or intention for your practice. That might be as simple as remaining with your breath. Staying as present as you're able to for an hour. Or it may be to be kind with yourself, to stay gentle as you move. Wherever you are, bowing the head in a little bit more. Let's take one deep breath together in. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Slowly lifting your head. Flutter the eyes open, let your hands lower, and we'll come to standing. So coming up to the top of your mat. And as you come to the top of your mat, bring your feet about hip-width distance. Your toes point forward, the sides of your feet parallel to the sides of your mat. And then begin to draw your low belly in, lift your rib cage up. Feel your shoulders drop back, your hands down by your sides. And start to rotate the palms forward. Just allow rotate out. Get really active through your arms, reaching down to the floor through your fingertips. And as you reach down through the fingertips, press the crown of your head higher towards the sky. Notice if the lower floating ribs poke forward as you lift up through the crown, and keep a gentle engagement through your abdomen. And then press into your feet. Feel the connection of your feet to your mat. Imagining the earth below you, rooting your feet down into Mother Earth, as if your legs were tree trunks, the roots stretching down into the floor. Take a gentle rock forward, bringing your weight to your toes, and a gentle rock back to your heel. Forward and back a few times here. And notice as you start to engage through the musculature of the body, do you hold the breath? Can you really come back to your fluid breathing, to those deep breaths in and out as you rock forward to the toes and back to the heels? Feeling into your feet, waking up your feet, your body this morning, and grounding down into the earth. And then find a stable position and bring your weight equally between the balls of your feet and your heels. Can you fan your toes a little bit wider, grip them down into your mat. Really press into your feet and your hips draw slightly forward. Lift up through the center of your sternum. Get a little brighter and more open through the chest. Take a full breath in. Deep breath out. Once more here, inhale. And exhale, relax your arms to your sides. Palms will face the thighs. And then start to rotate your palms back behind you. So the back of the hands faces forward. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest. Start to breathe, and again, reach your arms forward in front of you. Eye gaze is following the thumbs as you reach up towards the ceiling, looking up, lengthening up, reaching up, lifting your rib cage. Exhale, hands come straight back down in front of you. Eye gaze continues to follow the thumbs. Breathing in, reaching forward, and lengthening up, reaching up, looking up, breathing in. Exhale when you're ready, hands float back down in front of you, warming up your shoulders. One more here, just like this. Inhale, forward and up. Feel your rib cage lift as you reach up, stretch up. Exhale, press all the air out, draw the belly in towards the spine, empty your lungs. Inhale, reaching forward, reaching up, lengthen up towards the sky. Arms go wide this time as you exhale, reach out to the sides of the mat. Keeping the chest lifted, tuck your chin at the bottom. Twice more, inhale, reach your arms forward. Reach up. Exhale, arms wide, fingertips stretch out to the sides. Tuck your chin. Last one, big breath in. Full breath out. Tucking the chin at the bottom, hands to your sides. Start to bend your knees, sitting back, arms stretch up, chair pose. As you find your chair pose, lengthen your tailbone down. Imagine connecting your tail towards your heels as you sit into your chair. Notice the weight starts to rock back to your heels. Keep pressing your knees forward, working on that flexion through your ankles. Draw your low belly in, keep lengthening or reaching your tail down, really sitting down. Lift the rib cage up, look up. Lifting through the back of your skull, start to feel that heat building in your legs. Keep the chair in the lower body, sitting down and back. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, gentle side bend towards the right as you stay in your chair. Lengthening up and out of the left hip as you reach towards the right. Lengthen the side body, breathe in. And breathe out. Coming back through center, arms reaching up, and then over to the left. Left hand grabs the right wrist, pulling gently on the right wrist to open up the right side ribs as you breathe into the right side. As you come back through center, arms extend, straighten out your legs. Big breath in. Float the arms down, breath out. Interlace your hands towards your low back. squeezing your palms together. Now the palms can stay squeezed together, or you can lock your thumbs. So you might just interlace your thumbs here, palms face behind you, and then lengthen your hands down towards the floor. This is beginning stretches through the shoulders, so that doesn't have to be intense. You don't have to go to your edge. You're allowing your rib cage to press forward and up, opening across your collarbones. Find an engagement between the shoulder blades, so engaging one side of the body to open the other. Shoulder blades squeezing towards one another and drawing down your back towards your hip bones. Keep pressing your chest up towards the sky. As you breathe, breathe into the front of your chest, feeling your breath expand, opening the chest. Good, one more breath here. Release your bind. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms touch overhead, hands pull to heart center, exhale. And bend your knees, sit back like chair pose, and bring your hands down to your thighs. So hands come onto your thighs. You actually bring them right into your hip creases. So the edge of, or the heels of your palms are into the hip creases. And actually press down. So as you press down, you feel some space in your low back being created by physically pressing your femur bones or the bones in your legs down towards the floor as you keep the length through your spine. Relax around your tail. Feel that space. And start to slide your hand down to the knees, starting to hinge forward a little bit more. Flat back here. The tail and the crown of the head drawing in opposite directions. Draw your low belly in to support your lower back as we find space and breathe. And start to draw your hands down to your shins. Hands come to the shins or the front of the knees. Pull your shoulder blades back towards your hip bones. So you're going to feel a contraction through your back. As you hold that, gentle pull in of your belly. So we're strong on both sides of the core, front body, back body. Can you turtle your neck out of your shoulders, pressing the crown of your head forward? Take a deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold completely. You're allowing yourself to hang forward here, head hangs. First forward fold probably of your day, so allow yourself to have the time for the legs to open. This means you can bend the knees a lot to start. Focus on relaxing your neck. And tilting some of your weight forward to your toes. This is feeling good. You might start to straighten the legs a little bit more, or stay as you are. Well, if this becomes too much, you can always come back to the previous position with more bent knees, hands to the shins or the tops of the thighs. As we work into the forward fold, maybe shaking your head, no, and yes. Loosening the neck, lengthening the upper spine. Press into your feet, feel some activation through your legs. Maybe grabbing on to opposite elbows, taking a gentle sway right and left. And then taking your hands towards the floor and walking your feet back, we're going to walk into downward facing dog. So as you find your downward facing dog, hands are at least as broad as your shoulders. So this means they might be as wide as your mat. And feet are about hip width distance. Bending the knees again here is fine. As much as you want to bend the knees as the legs start to open, focus on lifting your tail up and back. Pull your low belly in and see if you can use the musculature of your abs drawing in to lengthen or to draw the hips away from your rib cage, creating space, lifting the hips away from your torso. Allow the heels to press down towards the floor, even if the knees stay bent, getting that added stretch into the legs. And get really strong through your arms. Press into your hands. And can you gently soften through the shoulders? Maybe shaking the head yes and no again. And gently lower your knees. Coming into tabletop, we'll take our first cat-cow. Hands right under the shoulders, knees below the hips. As you breathe in, allow your tail to draw up, your belly to drop, heart forward, look forward. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest, navel up. Breathing into your cow. Exhale, rounding to your cat. Take a few of these at your own pace of breath, linking your breath and your movement. Remembering you don't have to go to the edge. Finding a space that's sustainable, that feels good as you warm the spine. And come back to a neutral position when you're ready. So spine is flat. We're not rounding or arching. And then bring some of your weight forward to your hands. So weight's going to come forward to your hands. And you're feeling your arms active. And squeeze your wrists and your knees towards one another. So squeezing in. Engage to the core. You should feel your abs lighting up as you squeeze your wrists towards your knees towards your wrists. An isometric hold here. The feet may pop up or they can stay down. And then just back that off. And one more time, we'll re-engage, squeezing the wrists towards the knees towards the wrists. Now, back that off again. Tuck your toes under. So toes tuck. Squeeze, wrist to knees to wrists. Bring your weight forward more to your hands. And then hover your knees 2 inches above the mat. Keep your knees floating. And squeeze again, wrist to knees to wrists. Start to round your spine. Tuck your chin, think cat pose. Inhale, find your cow pose. Allowing your belly to drop, chest forward, look forward, exhale to round. Taking 3 more here. Inhale, you can always lower your knees back to the mat. Exhale. So knees might come down or hold that shape as you move with your breath. Good, once more, breathing in. And out. Knees lower down, toes untuck. Wide knee, child's pose. Knees go wide, hips go back. Stretch the arms forward. Bring the forehead down to the mat. Press in the heels of your hands. Make this a little more active. You press the heels of the hands down, you'll feel the elbows lift away from the mat. Arms engaged, helping to traction your hips back further towards your heels. Breathe into your belly. Relax through the head and neck. Soften your jaw. Feel the space between your back teeth. And drawing forward to tabletop. Breathe in. Down dog, tuck the toes. Breathe out, pressing your hips up and back. Full breaths here. Coming back to the foundation of your practice, your breath. As you hold the pose, feel the breath moving in your body. Start to slowly walk your feet forward, a few inches at a time towards your hands. Taking your time to feel that movement as we come again to the top of the mat. As you take a breath in, halfway lift, pull your heart forward, draw your shoulders back, feel free to bend the knees. Exhale, fold and round, belly towards your thighs, head hangs.
Again, inhale, half lift, find length.
Exhale, fold and round.
Inhale, root to rise. Bend the knees, arms wide, stand all the way up. Palms touch overhead, hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, reach back up. Hold your exhale. So hands overhead, you can lock the thumbs or interlace your grip and release your index fingers. Press your hips forward, lift up through the center of your chest. Finding your first back bend here, you're already in it. So you can stay right where you are, or continue to press your hips forward, lift your chest higher, and draw your gaze up to your thumbs as you lean your whole body back in space. Find that shaky edge, breathing in and out. On your next inhale breath, lift through center, stand up, look forward. Exhale, forward, fold arms wide, bend the knees, belly back towards the thighs, head hang, relax the neck. Breathe in, find your half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold and round. Planting your hands, step your feet back, find a plank position. As you find your plank pose, bring the weight forward to your hands again. Firm around your knees, press the floor away. And then notice the space of your armpits. Can you imagine you have a tennis ball in the armpits and squeeze the tennis ball, engaging through the lats, engaging your side body. Always an option here to lower the knees down. Keep your gaze slightly forward, about a foot in front of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Strong exhale, lower all the way down to your belly with control, elbows bending back. Hands stay where they are. Tops of the feet press to the floor. Squeeze your heels towards one another and feel the inner thighs engaged. Feel that line of engagement from your heels all the way up to the groin. As you keep pressing your feet down, the kneecaps will draw up. Press your pubic bone to the floor. Lift through your chest. Baby cobra. Imagine your belly pressing forward to the top of your mat as your shoulder blades roll back. Little to no weight in your hands. Keep breathing. Find the length through the back of your neck. So maybe lowering your gaze a bit to find space in the back of the neck and avoiding any deep crease there. Squeeze the elbow points towards one another. Feel the back body lighting up. Another breath in, lift a little higher. As you exhale, lower down, let it go. Twice more with your breath. Inhale, lift up. Baby cobra, feet press down. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, pushing up, tuck your toes. You can do this on the knees or off the knees to plank. And press back to downward facing dog. Hips lifting up and back, head relaxed. Maybe pedaling out your feet. And taking a gentle sway of your hips to the right and to the left. Inhale, shift forward to your plank pose. Exhale, again, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift to plank. Knees lowered or lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Once more, inhale, shift forward to your high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, feet down, heart lifts. Exhale to lower. Tuck the toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths. And then bending your knees, you can hop or walk your feet forward to the top of your mat, feet to your hands. Find your breath in, halfway lift, finding length. Exhale, fold and round, forehead towards your shins. Breathe in, root to rise, stand all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. So left foot stays forward, right foot steps back. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. It might be in a shortened stance to start. And then really root into your front heel. Align your hips forward and reach your arms up. Feel your rib cage lift, really stretch up, reach up as you root down into your feet. So the outer edge of your back foot's pressing strongly down. Your left heel's rooted down. Low belly's drawing in. Heart keeps drawing up. Feeling the stretch. Feeling the strength of your legs. And start to bend your elbows wide, fingertips wide, goal posting the arms. As you find this goal post shape, pull the elbows back behind you. Notice if you start to get a deep arch in your back, we're going to avoid that for now. So pull the lower floating ribs in, draw your tailbone down, firm again through your back leg, and keep pulling your elbows back. As your elbows draw back behind you, you might lower them an inch or two. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder, your right ear to your right shoulder. Good, come back through center with the head. Start to straighten out your front leg, reach your arms up overhead. Press your palms together, lock the thumbs, lift, lift, lift. Now start to arch your back, pressing your heart forward and your thumbs behind you. Keep hooking your tailbone towards your front heel, keeping space in your low back. So hips press forward, lean back, looking up to challenge your balance, or you can keep your gaze forward for more stability. Find your next inhale breath. As you exhale, bend the front knee again, arms wide, spine straight, no back bend. Inhale, straighten out the front leg, reach up, back bend. Exhale, bend the front knee, cactus the arms, straight back. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up, reach back, back bend. Exhale, cactus the arms. Good, once more, breathe in. And out. Breathe in, reach your arms up, straightening your front leg. Now open the arms to parallel, coming towards warrior two. So you might lengthen out your stance here and then bend into your front knee. Notice if the back arm drops, keep lifting up through the back arm. So your arms are active as if pressing down into a table beneath you. Keep pressing the left knee gently towards the left. So the tracking of the left knee will point at your middle toe. And reach through your fingertips, front and back. Draw your gaze over your front hand. And then bend your right elbow. So bend your right elbow, press your right elbow behind you. Feel that right shoulder blade draw back. Hold that right elbow back. Reach forward through your left arm. Your torso shifts forward. Drop the left elbow towards your left thigh. Right hand can either place onto the right side body, or the right arm can reach up towards the sky. Keep the right shoulder blade plugged onto your back. Press down into your feet, lift and rotate your heart towards the sky. Now you might add a challenge here by straightening out the left arm. You can hold the inside of the calf. You can come a little bit lower towards the floor. If you come lower towards the floor and you start to collapse or to round into the left side body, try floating the arm and keep the length between your left hip crease and your left armpit. 2 deep breaths, legs strong, heart lifting. breath deep. Then start to press into the front heel, lift to warrior two, arms come back to parallel, gaze forward. Sink into the pose. Arms up towards the sky, warrior one, rotate your heart forward. Lift up, look up. Exhale, hands come down, framing the front foot. Allow your back heel to pop up. So you're in a runner's lunge, and lower your back knee down. Now you can always take a blanket or double fold your mat underneath the back knee. As you breathe in, reach your arms up. Half warrior, hands to heart center, breathe out. And hinge yourself forward. So your torso's coming forward, your hips will draw slightly back an inch or two, and rotate towards your left. Now, it doesn't matter how far you rotate here in this twist. It's active, so we're strong through the core. Now, your right elbow might touch the inside of your knee, and that's a really nice way to find that core strength engagement. There's a slight rounding of your back now as you twist. Keeping the abdominals strong. You might be able to hook the elbow towards the outside of the knee. Now, if you find this, lift through your chest again. Find that broadness between your collarbones. Pull your low belly in away from your inner thigh. Squeeze the points of connection to the mat towards one another. So your left heel and your right knee are squeezing towards one another. Find that stability, twist a little deeper. Maybe you pull your gaze up. Start to unwind. Take your hands back to your mat. Tuck your back toes. Lift the right knee. Walk your hands forward. Shift your weight forward to the front foot. Step up, top of the mat, feet hip width distance. Inhale, find your half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold round. Inhale, root to rise, stand all the way up. Palms touch overhead, hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale to your back bend, reach up. Hips forward, heart lifts. Exhale to forward fold, bend your knees, hips back, belly to your thighs, head hangs. Inhale, half the lift again, heart forward. Exhale to round. Step your feet back into your plank position. Find a strong plank on your next breath out. Lower all the way to your mat. Bending your elbows, knees can lower. Inhale, baby cobra, feet press down, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale back to your plank pose. Exhale to your down dog. 3 deep breaths. As you start to feel the sensations of holding the poses, anchor yourself back into your deep breathing. And slowing down the mind, slowing down the body, feeling the breath. Can you soften your jaw, the space between your eyebrows, and then start to walk your feet forward again towards the top of your mat. And find your inhale to half lift. Find your exhale to fold. Root to rise, breathe in, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And keeping your right foot forward, step your left foot to the back of the mat. So might start with your shorter stance here, and then press to the outside edge of your left foot. So you're really connected to the ground through that outer edge of the foot, firm around the left knee. And then notice if the right knee starts to knock inward at all. So keep that right knee wide to the right, square your hips forward, arms come up overhead, really reaching up and lengthening up. Rotate your pinkies towards one another, as if you're screwing in 2 light bulbs above you. So the pinkies rotate towards one another, the thumbs rotate back. And you feel that rotation down into your shoulders. Again, draw your tailbone down, a gentle tuck of your tailbone, like you're pressing it at your right heel. Root into the right heel again, strong through the right leg. And then start to cactus your arms. So your elbows bend. Your elbows are about in line with your shoulders. And the elbows are pressing back behind you. And as you keep that, tighten through your abs. Connect the lower floating ribs towards the front of your hip bones or towards your pubic bone. So your pubic bone is lifting. Your lower ribs are drawing down. Your elbows back. Keeping that neutral spine as we open through the shoulders. Then start to straighten out your front leg, reach your arms overhead, find your back bend. Lift up through the heart, reach your thumbs back, and keep hooking your tail towards the front heel. Let's take another inhale here as you exhale. Bend the elbows, bend the front knee, straight spine. Inhale to your back bend, front leg straightens, lift up, look up, reach back. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, up again. Straighten and lift. Exhale, sink in. Again, inhale, lifting up. Looking up, firm the front leg. Exhale, sink low. Good, once more, breathe in. And out. Reach your arms back up. Straightening the front leg. And we'll open the arms to parallel, torso towards your left. Maybe lengthening your stance, heel toe the left foot back. Keep that back foot at a 45. Bend again into your front knee. Finding your warrior two, lift up through the back arm. Arms are active. Press down into that imaginary table below your arms. Fingertips wide, really stretch them out. Keep pressing the right knee wide, root to that right heel. Tailbone dropping down, stable pelvis. And bend your left elbow. Bending your left elbow, palms still down. Pull the left elbow back, left shoulder blade draws onto your back body. Reach forward with your right arm. Whole torso shifting forward, right elbow to your thigh. Left hand can come onto your left side body or reach up towards the sky. Keep the left shoulder blade drawing back. And notice any rounding into the side body. Try to lengthen your right hip crease back, your right armpit forward. You can keep the supportive elbow to knee, maybe bending a little bit deeper into that front leg. You can float the arm for that added challenge, pressing your heart up. You can always come down towards the floor, sending your hips back towards the back of your mat to keep that length in your side body. Wherever you are, 3 deep breaths. Re-engaging, finding your focus. Find a point in the room to gaze upon. One more inhale and exhale. Start to straighten out your front leg, press into that heel back to your warrior two, sink in. And reach your arms up towards the sky, rotate your heart forward, hips forward. Take your breath in. Exhale, hands come down, framing the front foot. Allow your back heel to lift up. Lower your left knee down. Arms come up, half warrior. Hands to heart center, breathe out. So your legs can be at 90-90 here. You might have a longer stance and that's fine too. Begin to hinge forward. So torso comes forward, meaning your hips will go slightly back. Then begin to twist towards your right. Remember, this is core engagement, nice and strong through the belly button, pulling in. A little bit of rounding can happen here as you keep that strength in the core. Your left elbow might touch the inside of the thigh, and you might notice that pressing the right knee towards the left elbow and elbow back to the knee really draws a strong engagement through the center line. Or you might hook the elbow towards the outside of the knee. If you do, press that right hand down into the left. Lift through the right ribs, create space on the front of the body. Squeeze the points of connection on the mat towards one another, right heel, left knee. Keeping the inner thighs strong. Pull your belly in away from your right thigh. Find a little bit deeper twist, maybe look up. Start to unwind back through center. Take your hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee up. Shift your weight forward towards that front leg. Step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and round. Bend your knees, sit low, chair pose, arms come up. Sit and sink into chair. Interlace your hands towards your low back. Remember, you can interlace the hands again, or you can do that locked thumb position. Either will work. Lift up through the heart. Squeeze your elbow points back. Long through your neck. Now begin to hinge forward, belly towards your thighs, hips going back, 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 back. As you come down, you might start to straighten your legs. Lengthen again through the back of your neck, drawing your chin closer to your chest. Maybe you lift your fists from your back, or if you have the locked arms, you can lengthen your fingertips up. Allow your head to hang. And on an in-breath, we'll halfway lift, release the bind, forward fold again. Step your feet back, down dog, lift your hips, up and back. And we'll start to walk your feet forward. Coming to the top of the mat this time, lift your heels up, bend your knees. We're going to come towards a toe stand. So we've worked on this forward fold. Your hips are pressing towards the back of your mat. Your heels are high. Your fingertips can come down. And then start to, and you can have your hands floating as well, that added challenge. You're going to slowly lower your hips towards your heels. Good. Awesome job. And so heels are up. Maybe your knees press forward a little bit more. Maybe you want to work on floating the fingertips, lifting the chest, hands to heart center. And finding a focal point for your gaze, helping your balance. Now we'll work on the flexion on the ankles again by reaching the arms forward and slowly rolling the heels down. Until your heels drop down to the mat and then the hips. Good, nice job. As you find your seated position, we'll make sure that we're set up in the center of the mat. And so from the center of the mat, let's go ahead and take a slow roll down. Hands onto your shins or to the outside of the calves. Pull your low belly in, start to round your back. And then bring your neck in line with your spine. So press the back of your head back, your chin in towards your throat. And we're going to slowly allow your hands to trace down the sides of your thighs towards your hip bones. Pull your belly in. Take it nice and slow as you roll the spine down to the mat. Till the hands come down to your hips. The head relaxes back. Bring your heels in towards your buttocks, your feet hip-width distance, and then take them a little bit wider. Windshield wipe the knees side to side, just loosening up your low back. And then we'll come back through center. So as you're on your back here, just notice the shoulder blades. Can you tuck the shoulders towards one another, so more onto your back. And then walk your feet in, again, towards your buttocks. Bring your arms wide, so your arms wide into a T shape, your palms pressing down into the floor. And then bend your knees up. So knees up, shins parallel the ceiling and the floor. And we'd rather the heels be a little bit higher than down towards your buttocks. So shins at least parallel the ceiling or floor, or feet a little higher and knees more into your chest. And feel how your back is connected to the mat below you. Notice the space of the lumbar curve, the space in your lower back. There's a little bit of space most likely between the lower back and the floor. So you can always have some of that space, but can you pull your belly in enough to press part of your low back down? So you have a less of a lumbar curve, or maybe your low back seals completely to the mat. So now your tailbone is pointing up to the sky, your pubic bone is tilted more in towards your lower floating ribs or towards the front of your chest. Now to add that challenge, as your low back press down, can you move your knees further away from your chest so your knees stack back over your hip bones? Now we're going to draw the knees to the right a few inches. So knees go off to the right, off to the side. The left hip will lift. And you're going to draw your knees to the right and hold. Good, so if you have a block, you can always bring them between your knees here so you have something to squeeze in on and center. If we have no block, that's fine. We can just squeeze the knees slightly towards one another. So there's maybe a couple of inches of space between the knees, but you'll feel the inner thighs engage. Now press your low belly in and down, allowing your tailbone to curl up more. Find your breath. And then can you allow your left palm to rotate towards the ceiling or the sky and relax your left shoulder, relax your jaw. Good, come back through center, knees through center. Find that alignment, palms down, low back pressing down, tailbone up, pubic bone drawing towards the low ribs, long through the back of the neck. Knees float off to the left. Keep the inner thighs engaged. Good, reaching your knees towards the left and then hold that space. Great job, stay with it, strong breath. Keep pulling your low belly in, rounding your spine. Can you draw your knees 1 inch away from your belly? Good. Active spinal twist. Come back through center, great job. Now straighten out your legs, kick up through your heels. Notice if your heels automatically float apart, right? So can you keep hip width distance and then keep 1 inch in from there? So your feet are there. Line of the inner thigh is strong. And then press your low back down, feel the edge of the tail curl up, legs go towards the right. So same as before, but now our legs are straight. You can always go back to knees bent or keep the legs straight, toes pulling this time towards the right armpit, and then heels towards the right side, towards the floor. Maybe rotating the opposite hand, the left hand up to soften the shoulder, or simply relax through that left shoulder as you relax your jaw. Pull your belly and re-engage maybe a little further to the right. One more breath. Good, back through center, lifting up. And last time, off to the left. You've got this, stay with it, great job. As you come off to the left, press your belly in again, re-engage, feel your breath, relax the jaw, relax the neck, relax through the right shoulder, maybe reaching further to your left, kick through the heels, legs strong. One more breath here. Good, lift it back through center and bend your knees in towards your chest. Great job, give yourself a big hug. You can reach on the front of the knees and pull in. You can interlace your hands or grab opposite elbows. You can also just grab behind your knees and pull in. Take a gentle rock side to side. And maybe circling your knees in a figure 8 pattern. Maybe finding a little bit of a runner, kicking back and forth, or just squeezing in, pressing your shoulder blades down, your tailbone down. And now let's all take that squeeze in, interlacing the hands across the knee, and then take a big breath in, allow your belly to rise. As you exhale, belly falls, pull your knees into that space created by your breath. Again, like that inhale, the belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Pull the knees into the space. And then release your feet back to the floor, feet hip-width distance, hands down to your sides. Roll your shoulder blades towards one another onto your back body. Gently begin to peel your hips up to find your bridge. As you find bridge, stay engaged through your upper back, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down, lifting through your sternum. Press your knees forward, your pubic bone high, hips up. Notice if the knees start to flare apart, really root into the balls of your feet and your big toes. Opening the front body, resetting the low back. And super important pose for us today as we close out and wind down this practice. We're going to lift a little higher in bridge, take a full breath here. And mindfully we'll roll the spine down, lowering the upper back, and then the middle back, and then the lower back until the hips come all the way down. Begin to straighten your left leg. You'll keep the right knee bent. You're going to step your right foot onto the top of your left shin, so right below your knee. And then gently slide your right foot down to the top of your left foot towards your left toes. And then bend the right knee again and lift the right toes up to the left knee. And then back towards the foot again. So we're just taking a gentle hip stretch here, working on that mobility through the right hip. As we go up and down the left leg with the right toes, all the way to the left toes, and then up to the knee, or maybe higher, if that's available. You might go all the way to the left hip. And the next time you go down to the left toes, I want you to take your right foot to the inside of your left leg, so the inner left ankle. Then begin to slide the right foot up the left leg towards the left inner thigh, and then back down towards the inner left foot. Working on this external rotation through the right hip as we sweep up and down the inside of the left leg. The next time that the foot is all the way up towards the inner thigh or at the knee, send that right knee wider, squeeze into the right glute, keep both hips firmly to the mat. Take a breath in and out. Slide the right foot down the left leg again and drop it off. Right leg is long now. Then your left knee will come to do the other side. So first the top of the leg, the left foot comes to the top of the right shin. We'll slide down towards the top of the right foot, touching the right toes, and slide back up to the right knee. Maybe tossing the knee. Maybe you come more towards the hip. You can link this movement with your breath, inhaling up and exhaling as you slide down, or simply focus on the movement and relax through your breath and body. Let's take a couple more here. Good. And then when you're ready, you'll slide back down to the right toes. Bring your left foot to the arch side of your right foot or to the inside, and begin to slide the left foot up towards the inner right knee or inner thigh, and then slide back down. Take two more, breathing in and breathing out. And as you slide back up the right inner thigh, you're going to hold the left foot On the inside of the right knee or inner thigh, press your left knees gently towards the floor. Keep your hips rooted to the mat. Squeeze into your left glute. Then slide your left foot back down to the right arch. Drop the left leg off. And bend your knees. And windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then allow your knees to float off towards the left. Knees float to the left, so feet are wide apart. And feeling that relaxation, the stretch along the front of the right hip. We can lengthen the right knee forward more. We can bring the left foot onto the right thigh and add the weight of the left leg to the stretch of the right leg and hip. You can also let the left leg hang out, draw the right heel closer to the right glute, actually grab onto that right ankle, right foot, press the right shoulder down and the right knee down. Just staying anywhere you feel a stretch through the right leg or the right hip. Maybe you feel it in the quad or the front of the right leg. You might even feel it into your abdominals or the right side body. And then we'll come to the left side. So if you've lifted the right heel up, just walk it back down slightly away from your right hip. Then lift your knees up through center. Just to notice if the spine is straight, so maybe you pick the hips up, reset them down. Feet walk in towards your buttocks and they're wide as your mat. Knees float towards the right. As the knees go to the right, you're feeling the stretch through your left hip. So you can roll a little bit more to that right hip if that helps. You can lengthen the left knee forward, like you're reaching your left knee at the top of your mat. Some people like to bring the right ankle to the top of the left thigh, bringing on the weight of the leg. Just be gentle with your left knee here. Listen to your body. You might allow that right leg to just stay relaxed to the floor and take your left hand, grab down for your left ankle, walking the left heel in, lengthening the left knee forward, relaxing your shoulders down. Just doing what feels good, what feels like a stretch, nothing too intense. Just finding that gentle opening. Feet gently flexed here. And we'll release that and start to walk your feet long. We'll take our final Shavasana. So legs extend, arms can drop down to your sides, palms facing up. And please relax here. I'm going to come up to a seat just to guide you through our closing. If you have any props around you, you might bring a weight to the front of your hips. You can bring a support for underneath your head. As you find an inhale breath, feel your belly rise. Exhale, belly falls towards the spine. Inhale, feel your heart and chest rise. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Breathing down as if into your toes and out of your toes. Breathing into your fingertips and out of your fingertips. Feel the muscles of your legs soften. Your hips sink. Your shoulders roll down and back.
Feel all the tension melt away from your face. And you feel your breath circling your body, a gentle embrace of gravity beneath you. Feeling your body, feeling your breath. The spaciousness of breath always here for you. Your anchor, the guide to your inner resource. The support of the earth, always here for you. Grounding you down. Feeling your breath lifting you up. The earth grounding you down. You might decide to stay laying on your back. Maybe you roll onto your side body. Sealing your practice and rolling gently towards a seat. Wherever you are, bringing your hands towards the heart. Thank you all for joining me in practice today, for taking the time to come to your mat, to slow down, to feel in these gifts that you give yourself, this time and healing and feeling and breathing. It really radiates out to all those around you, to all those you connect with, you talk to your family, brightening the light inside that radiates the light of all humanity. Thank you. Namaste.